All right, welcome back to another Schedule 1 video. Today, I'm working on the bungalow setup that I will be doing on a small scale. The setup I'm using is from a tutorial. I'll link it down below in the description if you want to have a look for yourself, because this is just the small scale version for now. And it's a very good setup. I've used it in co-op. It's very effective. It's a little expensive. Not really. It's just you have to upkeep it every day, which isn't annoying, but it can add up. Anyways, so let's set up this whole thing. So the small scale version, I will be placing these pots here. And then I also need to place them here, but let me clear out this storage rack really quickly so that I can actually place these things. So then just grab everything here. I can keep the suspension racks though, because I can use those in a second. So just like this is what it will be looking like, just like so. Place the grow lights, obviously. So that's all fine and dandy. Keeping this here for now, but not forever. I do have to move this actually. So let me pick it up. I should probably get one of those fancy ones as well, but for now we can stick with the basic one. I'm not sure if the fancy one speeds up the workers whole process or not, but I think it does. So it's definitely a worthy investment. The next thing is these drying racks. So normally I'd place them all in a row, but because I know the spacing for these, this would be the setup for one botanist in a setup that uses 4. So the other botanist would be here, 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 stuff like that. So now for all these setups, so we just want to select everything, set it to Granddaddy Purple with an additive of fertilizer just to make it easier. And then the destination is actually separate. So this one goes to the far right alone. And then these two go to the middle here. Now, obviously, this is a smaller scale version. So this is the exact same way it would be on the bigger scale version. They would still be here. They would still go to this direction, but there'd be other drying racks. So it wouldn't just be middle, blah, blah, blah. It'd be 1, 3, 5 instead of, yeah, whatever I just said. Anyway, with that, don't know why it says brick press. I don't have one of those. That's kind of weird. That's a drying rack. So target quality this, and the destination, we can actually set that in just a second because it's going to be right over here. This packaging station, which should be equipped with these, and then we just have to set the destination for each of these to the packaging station, and then the packaging station itself will be set to here. So that's all fine and dandy. We've sorted it out. The only difference, or I guess big thing here, is that I have beds instead of lockers. I just haven't gotten around to buying any lockers. I can always replace them later, but I have the beds already, so I'm going to be using them until I have to upscale the whole thing, because once I upscale, I'm going to need the space for other pots and stuff. But this botanist will have all of these pots just like so, and all of the drying racks I just placed down. So just like that, and then the supply locker or the supply rack would be here. I just don't have enough stuff right now. Just need to go grab it really quickly, so I'll probably cut in a second to grab all the materials I might be missing. But we can go ahead and make these routes. So we'll have 2 at the loading dock, and then we'll have these 2 would be... So these 2 from the loading dock would go to 2 separate things. I'll show you in a second. However, the last route I actually can set up right now is this last one, because it is from this rack to the packaging station, because I'm currently using it instead of a brick press. So I needed to transfer jars to the station. But that's basically all I can do for the meantime. So I'm going to go ahead and cut, buy everything that I might be missing, buy some of the stuff to kickstart the whole thing, and I will be back. All right, so I've picked up just about everything I need now. I'm only missing some extra Granddaddy Purple seeds, which I can always grab later. But the basis of what I'm doing here, so we can see these are the racks I was talking about earlier. Here's the other one, and then this one's just kind of not actually supposed to be here, but hey, I have it here, and I just realized I already had the racks in here. Well, I can always use it for something else. It's not the end of the world. But the routes for the supplier that I did not show you, this applies to the full setup as well. So you would have this one to this one, and then you would have this one to this one, because this will be our supply rack. And then both of the loading docks, one goes to this one, and one goes to the other one. This is where we load everything. This is extra storage to help the supplier not be fully backed up. And then the botanist should get supplies from here. And then locker, I'll just assign her that. And it should be good. The only thing I'm missing is the Granddaddy Purple seeds. So there's that. I also need to set up the filters for these, if I do remember it correctly. Don't quote me on this filter, because honestly, I do not remember all that well. I'm pretty sure it goes something like this. So I'm pretty sure it goes like this. 2 soil, 3 fertilizer, 3 purple, because you need less fertilizer to soil and less purple to soil. You use 1, it has 1 use. These have 3 uses technically, so you don't need as much soil in there. Might be wrong, but I think it's pretty close. It's the same concept over here where you would have basically all of it being the seed. It doesn't really matter where you put where. So it's all the seed, and then let me change this. I just put coca seed. I just realized, I think I'm using the wrong seed here. No, that's the right one. I just messed up on this one for whatever reason. But yeah, so they're all granddaddy, and then you would just change it over to of these to the soil, and the same thing except with fertilizer on this side. So yeah, again, I did not make this. God, no. I'm nowhere near clever enough to make this. Great tutorial. I mean, the tutorial's so good that I've only seen it like once or twice, and I already remember it. It's really well thought out. It's really well put together, and it explains everything very clearly, and even gives you alternate options, like for example with the packaging station instead of a brick press, because I do not have one quite yet. But yeah, with everything in mind, I should go quickly buy some Granddaddy Purple from my guy, Albert. So let's message Albert, find him down here somewhere. There he is, Albert Hoover. I need to meet up with you, brother. Mayor's house, that's quite far, so I'll just cut to when I'm there. All right, we've made it to the mayor's house. Let's buy 15, actually that's the wrong one, 20 of the Granddaddy Purple seed, because that should be kickstarting us. Normally, I believe the supply would be 90 seeds, 90 fertilizer, and 60 of the soil to like kickstart, I believe. I just divided by 4. The seeds and the fertilizer isn't the exact calculation, but 20 is close enough, and it seems right to me. I believe when you actually resupply, though, I think you can do something like 60, 60, 30. It's still quite expensive, and I actually can't afford any resupply right now because of the weekly limit and the fact that I have nothing on my card. And unfortunately, even buying from Albert as a delivery costs you money on your card, which is strange, but hey, it's how the game works. So there we are. We're kind of kickstarted to start working soon. So let's go ahead and pay our employees. I'll pay them for 3 days and let them get started on everything. So this is essentially like fully AFK. I can still do stuff on my own. I can probably make the extreme strain if I really want to, but I won't make you sit through that or anything because I'll probably just be sat there in the apartment making whatever I need. But yeah, Benji has run out of product, which kind of sucks, so I should hook him up with a bit more. I gave all the meth to Molly. I forgot about that. But yeah, Benji needs some more, and I've just remembered I moved all of my pots from the apartment, so I can't do anything there for now, unless I buy more pots, which I technically could do, but I might just let this run until 4 a.m. and then just skip to the next day, see how they're doing, and see how it works. Also for the trash, I would recommend enabling console commands, and I think the dev recommends this as well, and just using clear trash, because it causes a lot of lag, and there's no point after you get to a certain point in the game of like recycling it for money or actually throwing it out, because it's just kind of annoying. But yeah, I'm gonna make these deals off cam, gonna just let the game run until 4 a.m. so my workers can get as much done as they can, and then I'll catch up with you in the morning and see how the bungalow is actually doing. All right, end of day 24. Made some money, obviously, with the deals, but that was the last of the extreme strain that I have. So it's time to retire it. I've already delisted it. My dealers will deal with it, no pun intended, but apparently they can sell product that isn't listed, so they've all got a variety of stuff, extreme and meth, to just kill off. But let's head into the next day. I don't think we level up, do we? We might. No, not quite. Nearly there, though. But I did buy some extra mixers because I have unlocked the horse semen, which is the key ingredient in what I need for this Granddaddy Purple mix. So if we head back over to the storage unit, you can see I have 2 here, but now let's add 3, and let's set up these filters, because what we need in each of these filters is actually banana for this one, and then apply to all siblings. The second ingredient is cuke, or coke, or whatever you'd like to call it, and then it is the horse semen. And finally, the final ingredient in our mix is mega beans. So this is kind of an expensive-ish mix, but it's not so bad. Only thing we're missing is the brick press. I mean, it is what it is for now. I think I'll just store the stuff onto here, but I think I've already set up all the suppliers and such, or not, because apparently I'm just lazy like that. Let me go ahead and do that really quickly. So assign everything there, and then assign a locker, which I do have lockers for this one, so don't know why I didn't do it for the other one. Guess I just got lazy or whatever. But one of these packagers should be on not a packaging station, but they would normally be on a brick press. Unfortunately, I don't have that quite yet. So they don't actually have any stations quite yet. Soon, though, because the brick press, I think, is unlocked fairly soon enough. But let's go ahead and assign these lockers really quickly. And the only thing they actually need is routes. So the first one has 4 routes from the loading dock on to the good old shelves or racks back here. So 1 to each, and because of the filters, they know what they're doing. no need to worry about that. Now, her last route will be, I'm actually not sure about this. I haven't watched the tutorial for this area, which I will link in the description down below as well, even though I didn't build it today, but you can see how it's made. I will link it regardless. It should have been linked on the one I actually made it in, which you can watch that video too, but it wasn't like superly focused on or anything. But anyways, the other route should be, normally, I think this route would have something to do with this shelf back here, even though there's no real purpose of this shelf. I think it's just extra storage. So really, what I'm going to use this route for is actually this to this, because this one's quite busy, so it doesn't have to do this very often, but it'll have to do it every now and then when it can. Now, these routes over here, it doesn't have to do anything. All it has to do is carry this to this, this to this, carry, oh, that's the wrong one, the rack to the mixer. So it sorts out everything. And then all I want you to do is probably carry this to here. And that's basically it. Normally he wouldn't have that route, but because I don't have a brick press quite yet, that's how it is. Now for the chemist, I actually don't have to do anything to the chemist. What I have to do here is increase the threshold and then just set the destinations of these things. So threshold, destination, threshold, destination, and finally, this threshold will go to here, or this destination will go here. So the idea is once it's finished, the chemist will take it right over here, and then that first packager will take it here, and then the other one will take it here for more storage space. This isn't exactly necessary. If you had a brick press, you would never run out of space, to be honest. But I'm only doing this because I don't have a brick press, so that's how it is for now. Anyways, that is this whole mixing setup facility thing set up properly and ready to go. However, you can't mix anything if you don't have any product. So let's go check on the bungalow to see how it's actually doing, and hopefully nothing's gone wrong. So having a look at the bungalow, it looks like we're doing pretty well. And let's check. Things are drying. I did set everything to the max level, right? But yeah, it looks pretty good right now. Everything's drying, although she's a little behind on drying everything. I think there's an input like threshold. I think it has to be at the max threshold before it starts drying, which is a bit strange, and it slows down the process a little bit, but that's mostly fine. I can dry those myself, no problem. I can just put them up, save some time so that the actual botanist doesn't have to do that, and there's not too much buildup. But yeah, everything looks good. She's growing the stuff. I think I can probably improve this to 2 botanists pretty soon, and if I improve to 2 botanists, I will definitely just buy some lockers instead of the beds, but they're here for now still. But yeah, the packager hasn't had to really do much at all, mainly because there's no deliveries being made quite yet. So since it's like that, I actually forgot to assign you the packaging station in the first place, but it's fine. But yeah, since there's no deliveries, not really doing anything, and I don't have any money on the card, so I can't make any deliveries. Just waiting for stuff to launder and all that good stuff. So really, we've automated everything, but we've just got to wait for it to like actually start building up. Wait until I've got like jars of stuff that I can probably give to the dealers, and then, you know, repackage the jars, do all these things. So there's that. But aside from that, I'm really just waiting around for stuff to happen because I can't really make stuff happen on my own right now. So I will just wait it out for a bit. And honestly, I'll catch up with you in a second once it is 6 p.m. And I think I'll buy another botanist and improve it a little bit, up the scale a bit, because hopefully the money will start flowing soon. Obviously, the dealers are still making money for us. They're out there and they've got cash on them. If we can check really quickly, 2,600. And then 2,900, and 2,500. So we've got what, like about $10,000 from the dealers. That's not my greatest math. It's like $8,000, $8,500, but close enough. You know, it rounds up to 10. So yeah, I'll wait till 6 p.m. Probably buy another botanist, set the second botanist up. Then that'll probably be it for the day. I might just go into the next day, see how it's doing, and then maybe showcase the whole mixing process, because I want to show just how good this mix will be and just how effective it should be. I also think I'm going to move this packaging station over to my good old bungalow, although I guess I don't really need it right now. So yeah, it's fine for now. Actually, $2,000 have just been laundered, so let me quickly order a delivery from Dan's hardware store of, what was it, 15 and then 20 of the fertilizer to the bungalow, and we can see our packager do his thing. So there's that order. I'm actually out of money at this point because that's quite expensive, unfortunately for me. So I think I'm gonna have to go buy, so I think I might have to buy the seeds individually or like in person with Albert. So I'll probably do that, but I still have to wait for the delivery. So I'll wait till 6 p.m., buy the supplies. If I can still buy the seeds, I'll buy them. If not, it's kind of cooked, but I still have the money from the dealers to fall on, so it's all good. I'll see you in a bit. All right, it is 6 p.m. Let's head over to the warehouse, make some purchases, and then probably go buy some more seeds from our guy Albert in person. So in the warehouse, we are getting one more botanist and definitely some more pots. And what else do I need? Spectrum lights and the whole thingies, the drying racks. You should know the whole gist by now. $1,500 signing fee. Sure thing. Send them over to the bungalow, please, sir. And then let's go buy the equipment. So what I was trying to say earlier is I need 5 more moisture preserving pots. I need 5 more lights, 5 more suspension racks, and 3 more drying racks, which actually is not very expensive at all. So probably could have gone for 3 botanists, maybe even the full 4. Bit risky there though. Also, with 4 botanists, the restocking costs like 4 grand every day, and I don't think I'm making that type of money right now. I'm not even selling anything at the moment, so let's wait on that. But yeah, you could see the van just there for a second, and he's just doing his thing, puts it there, and then he'll take it. See that? Take it, then he'll put it over here. You can see he restocks, and he'll probably go back over, grab some more of the fertilizer, and restock it. So it's perfect. As for these pots though, I actually do have to move this rack because it should not be here. I can probably put one right here. I think this is a safe spot for racks, so I don't have to worry about getting in the way of anything. But this rack area is required, and it actually uses here, and then these 2 right over here, and then it would be just 1 space over, just like so. I know it looks really awkward, but it would look a lot more logical with all the pots in place, but right now it looks a little silly. I understand, but it's just how it is. Anyways, if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure the other racks are on the right side, so I placed them there. Did I place these lights right? Seems like it. So there we go. Then we just have to assign our cool new botanist to these racks and pots. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then right over here, assign these 3. Actually, I think I'm wrong about this, by the way. So let me move these. I'm pretty sure it just mirrors the right side on the left side. At least for the second botanist, in theory. Because then I think it goes 3rd botanist would be left side, and then 4th botanist would be right side. Something like that. Doesn't really matter. It actually doesn't matter too much, the angle. I think it just enhances the, like, effectiveness of the botanist. They're a little faster. They're more efficient. But again, if you want all the specifics and you want everything done the correct way, the absolute best way, please, I indulge you, watch the tutorial I link in the description, or I put in a info card or something up there. I'll put it somewhere, but it's a really good tutorial, trust me. Like, it's a lot better at explaining this stuff than me, because they actually made it and I did not. Anyways, I just realized I did not buy any lockers, and I don't actually think the warehouse sells lockers. So that's a bit of a blunder on my end, isn't it? But yeah, so I guess meanwhile I can just set up the pots and stuff. All the same thing with the seeds, but I will show you the destinations for this last one simply because I can. So first one, same thing as last time, goes there, and then it's basically just the same thing here. Like the 2 that are next to each other, you want to set them to the same destination, and then the other 2 that are next to each other, you want to set those to the same destination. So then that's all set up. Then we grab the drying racks, set it to the best quality, set it to this destination, and you can see it's all doing its thing. You can see here if we select everything, looks quite cool when you see everything like that. But yeah, I'm gonna go check if the warehouse has lockers. If not, I'll probably just skip to tomorrow, like instantly, and go deal with stuff. So there are no lockers here, only beds, which seems a bit weird, to be honest with you, but hey, it is what it is. I'm just gonna go ahead, skip to tomorrow, and I'll probably buy some seeds off camera, so just deal with that off cam. You don't have to watch that. So I'll be back when the morning hits. All right, welcome to the next day. It is morning, and I have the extra seeds. And I've realized a small little mistake with my mixing setup. I went over to review the tutorial, and everything was, for the most part, fine, but I forgot to set the routes to actually place the product in the mixers. However, I don't know if I'm going to set it properly. I might still do it, but I'm here to check out our product. So you can see we have 20. I don't know why it hasn't been moved, to be honest with you, but I'm sure it will be dealt with in a second. So I'll just let our botanists do their thing. And while they're doing that, let me actually restock here. Let me just place some of these things in here. Let the packager do their thing. And then I will be back. I will go grab some lockers. I'll probably like move some things around, get rid of the beds entirely because you don't need those. And then I will go show you my error in the mixing station. So I bought one locker because that's all I can afford on the card, but it should work for now. I'll replace the lockers off cam. It's all good. The beds can stay for another day. They get to see one more day. Anyways, the mistake I made with the packaging station here is this last route. Now this route does work and it honestly isn't a bad route if you ask me. However, the issue here is no one transfers product onto the line. So normally one of the packagers would take it from here, put it in here. The other one would take it from here, put it in here. Then the chemist will deal with all of that, just keep moving it down the line. However, I don't have that route because of the whole move product over. I'm thinking about it. It's a lot more important for product to keep moving and be automated than product to start like being backed up here. I can move that with a lot more leeway time-wise and not have to worry about it when you compare it to having to put in product myself every single time into the mixing station. So I will go ahead and deal with that really quickly. So what we will do is I will actually change this one. So this one is normally the loading dock to the first storage rack because I'm going to change it to this left one, to that one, and then I will change this one. Unfortunately, I've kind of scuffed it a little bit here, but I just have to do this, and then second one should be that, third one should be that, then change this to that, and then set it to the last one, and that's all fine and dandy. Anyways, I'm cutting in really quickly because I kind of messed up on the outro, forgot to unpause the recording, had to check something, paused, and I forgot to unpause. But you didn't miss much. I want to go collect some product from the bungalow and set up the bungalow, or really just set up the locker over there. And I got some product to make my first mix. And I had all the ingredients, and I did the mix, and I fixed the product. One of these people is on the packaging station, however, they're not getting paid. So none of the routes actually matter for now, but this one has the packaging station assigned because she's less busy. So you can see she's the one that just kind of goes bang, 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 because she doesn't have to unload from the loading bay or whatever. So she has the packaging station. If you have the brick press, use the brick press right here. It's in the tutorial. I'll link it below again. Anyways, I made the new mix. So it uses 4 ingredients. It's gorilla cheese. Doesn't have a vulgar word inside of it this time, so that's pretty nice. But it is worth $112 if we have a look at it here. 100% addictiveness, $112 suggested, which probably means I can charge up to $20 to $30 over asking price or suggested price because of the addictiveness and stuff. So I'll get that going. Right now, I don't really have the money to pay these guys, so I'll just run the mixing station myself for a while because it is a lot more convenient. Plus, I don't have a lot of money in credit card. Have to save some of that for the mixing ingredients themselves, but I can deal with that myself. And once the whole business gets going, I can like fully automate this. But for now, don't really need to spend the extra money. So I'll just leave it be for now. They're just kind of here ready to go whenever I need them. But yeah, with the whole new mix and everything, that is all I really wanted to show you at the end of the video. So with that being said, and with that being done, that is the end of this video. Thank you for watching as always. If you did enjoy, look forward to the next Schedule 1 video. If I think about this correctly and I think about what videos I have in the vault, technically, this should come out on a Wednesday and the next video should come out on a Friday. So look forward to that, I guess. But yeah, other than Schedule 1, there's a couple other games I play on here. I'm trying to scale it down a little bit. So probably going to scale it down to like FIFA, this game, until like I'm kind of at a point where I'm kind of at the top of the world here. Still play Minecraft, although a lot less, once a week, maybe once every other week. It's really kind of inconsistent right now. Terraria, which I try to play every week, but sometimes just don't feel like playing Terraria all that much. Other times I feel like playing it every day. And the last game is technically Roblox, but that's sparse and really depends on whether or not I have a game I enjoy on Roblox to play on camera. That was Grow Garden, but that's kind of ended. That's kind of similar to this game in the sense that it's like rags to riches and like you grow stuff, I guess. That's really all the similarities they have. Yeah, that was fun. I mean, you could check that out. It's cool. However, personally, my favorite videos on this channel are the little like stupid Roblox ones with like the Roblox basketball with like music over them. I guess like they're not really edits. They're just kind of like music and Roblox. They're not like amazingly produced or anything, but I think they're a lot of fun and I really like making them. So, I mean, check those out if you want to. I'll like link them or something. But anyways, let me stop yapping about all of that. Thank you for watching again and I'll see you later.